If you encounter this person during the Sweet Dreams sleep program, please do not approach or engage them.
Analog horror, a genre that continues to fuel our nightmares, an odd fascination that we just can't get away from, a subgenre that continues to leave us wanting more. Hey everyone, it's Wowman, and in today's video I did want to take a look at some more obscure analog horror videos that you guys may not have seen, because I know recently we've been covering some pretty big ones, so there's like a lot of lore that goes into those. So with these videos it'll kind of just be like a more laid back video. We can look at some analog horror videos and just overall just have a good time. Like, I know we just covered the Mandela catalog, and then before that we covered the most recent Harmony and Horror video, so those were both very hefty videos. So I kind of just wanted to hit the brakes a little, just chill out and, you know, just look at some obscure analog horror videos that are pretty good.
Any of the following symptoms: inability to recognize yourself in a mirror.
But yes, before we begin, please do not forget to subscribe, as it would help me a lot. And if you want to help out the channel even more, you can comment Goomba. I think I've said this before, but it actually does help me a lot. So in this video, comment Goomba. But yeah, let's get into it.
Do you struggle to fall asleep and stay asleep? Do you wake up feeling exhausted and unrested? If you said yes, you're not alone.
So the first video that I wanted to take a look at is a video called Sweet Dreams Neurocast. The video begins as a commercial for a product called the Sweet Dreams Neurocast, going on to state that 1 in 3 Canadians suffer from insomnia and poor sleep, thus establishing the clear-cut audience that this commercial is directed towards: those looking for a product to enhance their sleeping experience.
Estimated 1 in 3 Canadians suffer from insomnia and poor sleep. Luckily, Sweet Dreams has the solution.
The Neurocast commercial then goes on to tell its viewers that the way that the product functions is by placing the Neurocast on your head, which allows the headset to access the temporal lobe part of your brain.
And it's helping people get a good night's rest night after night.
And so a little bit of an anatomy lesson for you guys. The temporal lobe is the second largest lobe in your brain, with the biggest one being your frontal lobe. So the temporal lobe is responsible for understanding language, memory acquisition, face recognition, object recognition, perception, and processing auditory information. With that said, the temporal lobe is very important for your brain to function properly. So it's something that you wouldn't want specifically tampered with if you can avoid it. And so what this product is doing is tapping into that lobe in your brain, sending signals to it to activate positive memories, to make you dream a positive emotional experience, to help you get a good night's rest. Although what's very strange about this is that I feel like wearing this thing for a prolonged period of time would start to have some prolonging effects on your brain as well. Having this product send those waves into your temporal lobe would definitely have some lasting effects on its users. The video goes on to say that there are a variety of sleep programs that you can program into your headset, so that way you can have your desired dream. There's golfing dreams, a dream where you're a bird, sailing dreams, and a tropical dream. So things are looking fairly up, with customers able to choose their desired dream. And the product at first glance seems like a revolutionary thing. It gives you dreams that you want and claims to be the end of your insomnia. So what's the issue? The one issue is that aside from the fact that it's $300, as I mentioned earlier, using a brainwave stimulating device would have some prolonging effects on its users. The tape cuts, and we're shown a public health advisory that has been issued on behalf of the Sweet Dreams Company, as well as the Canadian Consumer Product Safety Commission.
A voluntary recall has been issued on the Sweet Dreams Neurocast recreational sleep enhancement system. Prolonged use has been linked to product dependence and adverse neurological side effects.
And what product dependence means is that if you use this thing, it would make it so that you wouldn't be able to go to sleep without it, having already used it. So essentially your brain is relying on this product to get its sleep. And so without it, it would make it impossible to ever sleep again, or at least it would take a while to get used to not using the product again. And in addition to this, there's also been neurological side effects as well. The tape then goes on to detail the specifics of each side effect.
And are experiencing any of the following symptoms: difficulty concentrating, feeling disconnected from everyday life, inability to recognize yourself in a mirror.
However, the most fascinating as well as very disturbing side effect is the one where it distorts faces of your loved ones inside your dream.
Faces of friends and family appearing distorted.
Because recalling the product was intended to bring cherished memories to you to help you sleep. Although something in the product was seriously flawed, and instead of seeing these cherished memories, what you're seeing is corrupted nightmare versions of your favorite memories. However, if these symptoms weren't bad enough, there is one more. There is somehow an anomaly in the dreams of dozens of people that have used this product. There is an entity that traverses the dreams of those under the sleep program. And it says specifically that if you encounter this individual in your dream, you are not to approach them at all costs, and to use the emergency wake-up procedure provided in the handbook. Viewers are also told that this individual cannot follow you outside of your dream, and if you see it, it means you're still dreaming.
Remember, this individual cannot follow you outside of the dream. If you see them, you are still experiencing the Sweet Dream Sleep program. Use the emergency wake-up procedure provided.
However, this evokes a very daunting thought. Imagine having used this product in your past. Years have passed since you last used it, but then you see it. The entity that haunts your dreams. All this time, you've still been dreaming. Now, I do like to give attention to these lesser-known analog horror videos because I think they are very underrated. And some of the concepts in these are very, truly frightening, and I would love to see this, built even more. Being a big Inception fan, I got a poster right over here. You can't see it, but it's right there. Dreams are always a concept that I like seeing in media. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. The next video that I wanted to take a look at is a video called Neighborhood Watch. A tape that begins for a commercial for Scope, saying that you should use it before you kiss your wife. Gross. A series of commercials follows, and there's no real direction as to where the video is going. That is until we get to a commercial for the Neighborhood Watch. And so if you aren't familiar with what the Neighborhood Watch actually is, I knew what it was, but I never really dug into it. But essentially, it's this thing that's done in the US. I'm not sure if it's done in other countries or if they have something similar. But essentially, it's a group of people assembled in a neighborhood. They have meetings to teach the neighborhood how to identify and report suspicious activity. And they'll also have meetings and stuff with local police. But essentially the group is taught to always be looking around to ensure that there's no suspicious activity, to ensure the safety of the neighborhood in order to reduce burglaries as well as other crimes as well. However, when the Neighborhood Watch logo disappears, we're shown a family of mannequins where the logo once was. And immediately after, we're in someone's home, and a shadowy figure appears on the wall. This is what the Neighborhood Watch is on the lookout for. Now, I didn't really want to do a deep dive on this. This is just kind of me going off the top of my head. But when I first saw this video, I feel like the lore of this specific video is that there's mannequins breaking into the houses of people living in the surrounding neighborhood, and the Neighborhood Watch is tasked with trying to put an end to these horrific invasions. Although it's probably just spooky, scary shadow. That's scary. Still a cool video. The last video that I wanted to take a look at is a video called AMS Therapy, Repairing Your Memories, stating in the first couple of seconds that 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 24 experience some form of memory loss, or cognitive deterioration as a result of regular aging. In the past, this has been a common unfortunate side effect of the human aging process. And this video, of course, referring to the diseases such as Alzheimer's and the different types of dementia as well. Alzheimer's and dementia, both diseases that cause the loss of cognitive functioning, things like thinking, remembering, and reasoning, to such an extent that it interferes with a person's daily life and activities. Some people with dementia cannot control their emotions, and their personalities may change. Overall, these are very horrible diseases. However, within this piece of fictional horror, it claims that with the technology we have, there may be a way to fix that. Through something called AMS, or Audio Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation Therapy. Then going on to break down what happens to our memories. Every day we make memories, saying that with all the troubles of everyday life, our memories get jumbled or obscured, causing discomfort, confusion, and neural scrambling. We forget faces, family, and occasionally ourselves. The tape then goes on to claim that AMS is the solution, using sound wave technology to unscramble your thoughts while you sleep, allowing you to experience the miracle of a pure mind. And all that you have to do is insert the disc into the player, place the headset over your ears, and relax. So overall, it seems like a very easy process to get your own memories back. But here's where something very off-putting happens in the video. It states that, please be advised, if the resulting memory is not something you initially recognize, stop, do not panic. And then we are told that your thoughts have been rewritten to better suit your needs. All of this meaning that the technology that claimed to get your memories back is actually just supplementing new ones in your brain, and because your brain is unable to recall your forgotten memories, there would be no way to distinguish between your artificial memories that this program is implanting in your brain and your authentic ones. So your memory kind of just becomes this whole thing that you don't know what is real and what isn't, which makes me believe that the product doesn't even work, and it's just putting a bunch of fake memories in your head and convincing you that they're yours. The tape cuts out and we are shown the process of someone who will be undergoing this treatment for 5 weeks. And this is your first session. And to begin the session, you are shown a rapid series of images containing various human faces, animals, and household objects. The patient's task, or in this case, your task, is to observe the images closely and in great detail, then saying that you will hear an audio cue at the beginning and the end of every session. Please note, if at any point the cue is not what you would expect it to be, or simply does not play, stop, turn off your screen, and close your eyes. Do not listen any further. These are audio hallucinations. And with that very terrifying message, the session begins. With every image that passes, they rapidly get faster and more odd. But before you know it, part 1 is complete, and we move on to the next stage, which is placing the patient into an MRI machine. Relax. And little side note, I've actually been into an MRI machine and I'm pretty claustrophobic. It's very small in there, and on top of that you have to lie in there for like 30 minutes. But yeah, it's not a great time. However, as for the functionality of what MRIs actually do, An MRI scan can be used to examine almost any part of your body, including the brain and spinal cords, as well as bones and joints as well. And in this case, the MRI is being used to monitor the brain. Once again, you will hear an auditory cue. Each time you hear it, you will have 10 seconds to remember the corresponding face from part 1 and maintain that image in your head. And with that, the next segment begins. The trial ends and you are free to go after finishing the first session, but before leaving, we are shown the results of the test. We are shown the reconstructed memories that we tried to recall when the patient was in the MRI, and the results are extremely unsettling. So for reference, these were the images that we were supposed to recall, and what we are about to be shown is what the mind was capable of reconstructing after the AMS therapy. With each image, they gradually get more and more disturbing. The results of the test were a pure failure, and the memory of the patient is worse than when they began. The AMS therapy did not work. It implanted memories worse than the ones we had forgotten. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. Please do not forget to subscribe as well as commenting Goomba. It would help me a lot at getting boosted into the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, so please do that. But yeah, with that, that is everything. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. It was super great as always. And yeah, stay safe, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Welcome to Face Studio 2, a revolutionary software that can make your face say anything you want at the touch of a button.